Hello and welcome to Slashie Midnight Coding Session number 11. Today I'm going to be working in Emerald Woods because it's been a long time since I last worked on it and because there's a lot of stuff to do on Emerald Woods. I believe probably the last version was about 3 weeks ago. Um, so it's about time to get some stuff done. There's been some streaming gameplay sessions. Um, all along these weeks. And from this session, I believe the main thing that we need to fix in Emerald Woods right now is the availability of tools. One of the latest changes that we did for Emerald was making it so that you now only start. Oh, how lucky! Very bush. Um, you only start with the hoe, axe, and machete in the latest versions of the game. And that's a bit frustrating sometimes because the idea was that you gotta explore to find some tools, and that works pretty fine. For example, there's a station to the west, a bit north of the tip of the lake. We can go there and try and see. There's a lake here. That's a lake that the map showed. Um, and if we go all the way to the border of this lake, and then we go a little bit north. Yeah, here it is. And in this case, well, we were lucky. We got the leash. So the leash is a very important tool if you want to uh, get animals and bring them to your farm. But what if I did not found the leash? I could have found the cooking pot or the pickaxe. Um, But if I wanted in this run to create a farm with animals, like for example, I wanted to take this one. Well, I could carry this one, but let's pretend for a minute it was a bigger animal that I wanted to capture using the leash. Oh, I need to give him some food to combines him. Um, Anyways, if I wanted to do that, um, I will not be able to. Let's put this banner here. Now let's hide it. So that's not good, right? Because what one could think that maybe it was a good design decision to make every run different, but we are forcing that into the players. And that's I don't think that's a good idea. If I wanted to, uh, I mean that's the player decision, how he wants to make his run different. I don't believe it's good to force the players to say, hey, so in this round you don't have a pickaxe, so you cannot mine. What if he wants to mine? So yeah, I think we have to roll back that. There's some different ways that we could roll that back or like find alternatives uh, to that. Stolber suggested that we could prioritize crafting so that you could craft that tool that you're missing, and that may work, I guess, but that sounds like a lot of work and I don't have time for that. So I'm going to just add them back. I'm going to put them in a sheet uh, near your starting location, and if you want you will get them there. So in this scenario of Emerald Woods you were lucky because in the future there's going to be different scenarios, but for now, this is the only one, and you were lucky to find this cabin, and you were lucky that this cabin was packed with a lot of useful tools. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Uh, in the future, when we release like the entire modding capabilities, probably is going to be this is going to be something that is going to also be editable via JSON files, like a lot of stuff that we have, but for now it's not, it's JavaScript. So I'm going to go to the procedural generation modules that we have. somewhere like here. There should be some um, templates for the buildings. Probably they are in the data package, and we have templates here. And this system has been improving a little bit over time in anticipation of that migration to full data-based JSON. But whatever, we're going to alter the house um, template. So let's try something. I'm going to just put some, put it in the back. That may affect, I mean, a lot of time people likes to use this wall to to cover border of the farm. Um, I think the best we can do is add um, an additional space here. And by the way, that also reminds me, and I think it will be cool to do that here. I also wanted to make this starting cabin bigger and more interesting. We have a reference already, and that's Harvest Moon Game Boy cabin. Let's see what I find here in this search. I am looking for something like this. Well, this is the Super Nintendo version, but I believe it the Game Boy one was very similar. What is this? Yeah, I think we want something like this in our Emerald Woods cabin. Right now we have something that is very simple. Where is it? Southeast. South. Oh, I'm going southwest. By the way, that's a runcha. I'm going to use the leash just to bring him with me, bring it with me. But I'm going to feed him first. And another one. Oops. Where did it go? It's here. Feed him. And then let's use the leash. Leash, using leash. And we did it. We got the runcha. So as I mentioned, if you wanted to do this and you did not get that leash, you are out of luck in the current version of the game. Another thing, before I remember, we need to lower the cost of um, of the building blocks because right now it's super hard. So lower the cost of stone walls, I believe, and I believe wooden walls too, so that people can build stuff, which is something we want, but it's a bit not that funny right now because you need a lot of material. So there's that. And I mentioned that because I will grow the cabin. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, but let's not lose the scope of what we want. This is going to be the back of the cabin, and we are going to add the tools here. So right now, in the building maker, is it the building maker? Yeah, there's the tools that currently are placed randomly in the sheds in the stations. Um, and we have a problem here because we made it so that there's always a tool. We're gonna change that so it's a trade-off. We need to fill these rewards with something better for the for the stations. So the only thing I think this is going to be tier 2 prices. And let's think about this. We definitively want the player to have the pickaxe. So we're going to remove that from here. The leash. Will that be enough? I wonder. If I mean the bedroll, it is not really blocking any gameplay element. It's good to have it. You can actually craft it. So that one's like pretty much something that we can just have there. The knife allows you to sacrifice big animals. The shovel allows you to dig. Um, and right now the only reason or the only usefulness of digging is you get clay to build stuff. If you wanted to build stuff with clay, the steel pot allows for cooking. We don't want to prevent people from cooking. Um, because yeah, the other idea that I was discussing was why don't we provide advanced version of the tools, right? So things that improve the performance but are not blocking the so that it's still that so that it is still exciting to explore and find stuff, but not necessary to do something in the game. I think let's go that route. Let's go that route. So I'm going to add some of these are going to be here, and we're going to include the knife, the leash, the shovel, the pickaxe. All this is going to be available here. And the way that we add it is, well, let's put it here. So I'm going to use the keys 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a bigger shed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, oh, wait. This is not what we want. This is the, this is an abandoned house. We want my house. This looks more like it. Yeah, I was wondering why it looks so weird. So, this is the one that we want to extend in the back. So we're going to put that section in the back, and it's going to have 1, 2, 3 is already being used for the campfire, which is not going to be a campfire. I'm gonna change. I have wanted to change that for a long time. Um, should be more of a kitchen or something like that. Um, oven? No, not an oven. How do you call it in English? Well, whatever, where you cook stuff. Stop, probably something like that. Oh, I need the list of, crap. Let's look at it again. We wanted to include the knife, leash, shovel, pickaxe, steel pot, all of them. And so it's five of them. One, two, three, four, five. And I'm gonna change this three so that three is S for stop. And I'm gonna change that right away. And let's remove that. So I have never, I mean, this is small cabin. Okay, so it has a kitchen of sorts here. Uh, we can have something similar, like a table. Um, and there's the bed. T, what is T? T is the book. Okay, yeah, there's a table here with a book. C, where's C? I believe C is in the general chart character map, and it's a chair. So let's leave those there. I think we can extend the cabin a little bit and put this top here. Let's put them here in a neat line and give them some spacing. Just doing some changes here in the map. So it's going to have the stop here, and it's going to be a bit less crowded. I think I added these two things to ensure that there was some free space in the front of the house, but it's not working. I'm going to remove them for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stove to do change to stove, and it's not going to be an item. It's going to be, well, it's going to be a fixed item, probably something like that, like a furniture piece. Um, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to be similar to this, but it's going to be grass with wooden floor, and then knife for 1, leash for 2, shovel for number 3, um, shovel for number 3, pickaxe, and actually I'm going to leave the steel pot as an item that is on top of the stove. So we have the stove, well, it's a campfire for now, and we're gonna have a stacked item on top of the stove. That's gonna be the steel pot because that's where it's meant to be, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We no longer need number 5, and let's see how this goes. We'll probably do some tweaks on it. Something like this. So we save, and hopefully it's set up correctly and it auto refreshes. Oh, well, we'll have these to do close all orders. Let's see how it's looking now. Alright, so we did not change the starting location, and it would be better to put them in this place so that they are not like cut. But it kind of worked. Um, the main cabin is here. The stove with the pot is there, and the bed is here. And we now have this space at the back, a small shed with tools. Um, so we just need to change the template so that the starting location. Oh, that's so interesting. This is hard coded. The starting location right now is not part of the template. It's just like manually set uh, to something interesting. Coding, Emerald Woods, roguelike. Just putting a banner here. By the way, I'm trying to make this fix the schedule of doing this kind of sessions every Tuesday and Thursday around this time. That's 9:30 my time, which is about 7:30 Pacific right now. No, yeah, 7:30 Pacific. I'm probably not a friendly European time. Probably. What time is it right now in Europe? I don't know. No, this is not working. Trying to do this layout thing. All right. I don't like it. Whee! I'm taking a lot of space here. Just playing around with StreamYard. But yeah, these custom layouts don't work very well. Maybe if I move myself to here? No, it's still not working very good. Uh, oh, this is for single player. Well, that's not that bad. Fit or field fit. Move layers. So yeah, they just allow some things. I think that this should work. I like it. Anyways, I'm coding Emerald Woods roguelike, and the idea is to do these sessions twice a week. So let's see how that goes. Anyways, I was saying that the starting location of the player is currently hard-coded somewhere, probably to the middle of the map. Probably when the player object is created. Yeah, it's here. Um, that's not very good. We could fix that by relocating the cabin. That sounds simple. Yeah, let's do that for now. We're going to relocate where the cabin is placed. So it's actually called my house, and it's put in this. So we're going to move it probably. Let's see how much. Where did we start? I think we started like here, something. Yeah. So let's. We need one, two, three. Well, basically the spaces we added here at the top. So it was like one, two, three, four. And then we remove one here, so it's three. Let's try placing that like 10 blocks further to the north. We also need to define what to do with this lake, but I believe the lake will be fine. So let's see how this works. Let's create a new game, and then let's see what happens. We started outside, which I believe is fine. And here the shed. Oh, by the way, I also need to move the tools. So I'm going to just switch these two lines. Will make them much more accessible. New game. Generator runs. Here we are. Kanxi. And the tools are here. So if we wanted, we could get or use any tool we wanted. Actually, this looks similar to Harvest Moon Game Boy, where you had this shed, but this one is much more accessible. And I wonder if I should also have the hoe and the axe and the machete be here, or if we want to start with them. Let's start with them for now. So yeah, I made that small tools space in the back of the house, and then there's this, and then let's fix once and for good this thing that has haunted me for a long time. This should not be um, campfire inside the house. That's functional, but that has never been the idea. So we're going to go to Gale, and we are going to open the tile set. Let me find it. Where is it? I think we're going to look for the same one that has the table, and we're actually going to use the table as guidance. So, okay, so here's the table, the terrain tile set that has the table. It's 16 by 16, so it's going to be a little bit limiting for us. But let's try it initially with that. So let's use let's just copy the table. And let's transform it into a stove. Is a stove the right term to refer to that? Stove, stove top? Yeah, stove. But I want an old stove, like a vintage stove. Something like that. That reminds me of my grandmother's kitchen. And I was also thinking that maybe it's gotta be a wooden stove, right? Like you would put some wood for it to work. Um, let's see what we find with wooden stove. Wood burning stove. That's something different, right? That's to keep the house warm. Why did, or is it? I don't know. Looks like it. But I want one for the kitchen. Wood burning cook stove. Okay, that's interesting. That looks modern. Cook stove. Yeah, that looks modern. I don't know. What is this? 12 million pesos. Something like this? I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do something like this. So we're going to go ahead and try to have like a table with how to call it. It's a higher table than this one, and it's gonna have this window with fire. So let's attempt at pixel art in this. So let's take that table and modify it a bit taller because we need the window. I'm going to put some colors first just to make to measure the spaces, right? We will want a window with the fire. I think it's gonna have to be here. Probably let's put it in one side so that it's not symmetric. And let's make it be like this cast iron thing. So we're gonna put the top, and this is almost black. Let's use this black gray for the top. Let's move the border a little bit up, like here. And we're gonna have the shadow of that. That's gonna be the space for the fire. For now, I think I'm gonna make it so that it's always on. Like you don't have to actually put wood on it for it to work for now. Maybe I will change my mind afterwards. So it's gonna have this space. Probably gonna have some um, kind of door. We're just iterating here. Probably in the future, a pixel artist will improve upon it. Actually, let's make it a bit more symmetric. How do you spell that? How do you say that? I don't know. Well, whatever. Something like this. And here's going to be Fury. So we're going to put some fire texture here. We are going to add animations pretty soon. And don't worry, a real pixel artist will fix this very soon as well. Just wanna get things going. Okay. Yeah, so this is the fire if you have enough imagination. And the top. So let's put some kind of surface like lighter where the thing will actually, like where you would put the whatever you were using to cook. So let's put that surface is a bit lighter than I like. Yeah, let's use the same color. Yeah, and we're going to put some highlights like that one. Oh, what happened with my color? I changed the palette. That was not what I wanted to do. I will have to reload the palette. Hopefully, if I save and I restart pixel scale, graphic scale, it's gonna look fine. Uh, Crap, I need that color. So let's save and let's restart Gale. And if you notice, the game reset as well because it detected the change. Oh no, the palette is gone. Where is the palette? So I have to reset that color because, um, and I forgot here in Gale, how do you, but let's start again here so you hear the chirping birds and stuff while I do this. So I'm recovering the palette. So it's I believe this and then this is not it. Somewhere else. I I thought it was here. Look, yeah, that could have helped. This is for this, only for this. Uh, where is the palette? View palette. Ah, what happened there? We want to load the palette. I swear there was a button for that. And I cannot find it now. Ah, crap. I'm losing valuable time here. So, well, we'll see in a bit. Let's go back to our cooking stove. Um, so, crap, what happened with the palette? Okay, so once I have a file open, I can load the palette, import from file. It's not in Bringle, yeah, it's in 7-day Rogle 2020 code. This is it. And we're gonna put it here. Okay. Fixed. No, it's not fixed. What? Okay, it's fixed. No, oh, maybe it was always like that? What the hell? Ah, it was always like that? No, 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 no. We have to drag this and paste. Oh, we had some colors that were all already off. Anyways, fixed now. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. All right. I forgot what I needed that. All right, I needed a lighter color. Oh, this one's actually here. Okay, lighter color to put this. Let's leave it like that for now. Where is the fire that I'm using? That's on the items tile set. I'm just gonna look at it to reference it so that we can probably reuse it for the fire here. So that's on resources. No, that's on source. No, public GFX. This is terrain 16, so maybe in 16, yeah, here it is, and we have this fire. I don't remember. I think it was Mateo Roballo who did this fire, probably when he did the test tile set for Emerald Woods that we have been extending and using. So let's see what we can use from here. Um, okay, so we're going to use this bright white for the source of the flames, and then layer that with some of this amarillo pollito. Then the darker one. I am this color selection tool is not the best. And then the red. And then we're actually gonna fill the rest with red. We're gonna sprinkle some shiny things here, like a tongue of fire, something like this, or like a dithering pattern here, a small bit of dithering. I will leave it like this. That's enough. Yeah, it looks a bit better now. We're gonna leave it like that. We're gonna make this surface probably a little bit more like this. And because of the perspective, I believe that's how it's going to work. Let's leave it like that. So that's our stove. Let's remove this campfire and let's add that item. So I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna start a new game here just for the music in the streaming, and we're going to go to the data files, Emerald Woods data sheets, the data sheets, and we're going to look for the world objects because we're going to go to the wooden table and kind of change these things here. So it's going to be stove, a stove. The appearance is a stove. It weighs a lot. Render group is a stove. It's fixed. Well, it's super heavy, but let's not make it fixed. If you want to carry it, is it a table? Yeah, because you can put stuff on top of it. And actually, let's also compare this with the campfire. Is it a waypoint? No. Is it solid? Yes, it's solid. Solid chain? No, it's not solid chain. Solid chain basically um, changes how rendering adjacent tiles work, but we don't need that now. Um, so false here. Is it jumpable? That's not used right now, and it's not jumpable in any case. Near action. Campfire has near action, so let's keep it like that. It's a light source, yeah, it will behave a lot like that. Effect is cook. We're gonna copy that from the campfire, and it's not gonna be choppable. That's a difference. And you cannot. That's it. Yeah. And the description. So a solid mode provide lights in darkness and safe rest allows you to cook stuff. So let's for now just put this here. Allow you to cook stuff. That's all that it's going to do. Well, it's also gonna be a light source, but we're gonna improve that soon. Okay, so we got it changed here. We need to actually add this appearance. So we go to the appearance sheet. We look for the tables. And in here, after the gray table, we add the stove. ASCII representation, sadly for now, ASCII is still disabled. The coordinates on the tile set is 5, 9, and the tile set is terrain 16. And this is interesting, the vertical offset. So for all these things, it's like 4 pixels. That is where we place things. But this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more pixels. 6. And we need to load this into the game. So right now it's a bit manual. We have this website which is super cool, JSON CSV to JSON converter, and we just put the data there and convert it to JSON, which is what we need to load into the game. However, they do have some APIs, and I was thinking that maybe we could make use of these APIs because, you know, the process here is pretty cumbersome. We have to manually grab this and paste it in the website like this. So I copy here, paste here, then we choose some input options, not only some output options. We say that we want the top level property be data and do not output if the value is empty, and we copy that. So we go to the source code, we go to the appearances JSON file, paste it, and then format document, and then we notice that we screwed up something because it's got a lot of changes. So we go here and see maybe something with the formatter changed. So we save and then we check here and everything is different because it did not pick that data. What? Add top level property data. Okay, so for some reason it did not update. Okay, so something failed. But which is weird. That had never happened to me. Gonna cut cut here, paste it again. Yeah, it's failing. Am I that unlucky that this website went down just when we needed it the most? Looks like it. That's pretty unlucky. Well, the website is up. I think something crashed. Let's put the options first. So it's data do not output field names, and let's again copy the items, the appearances. It's pretty small. Yeah, it's not huge. So we copy here, we paste here, and now we got it now. I don't know what happened there. So appearances, we paste them and then we format the document and then we confirm that the only change here is the addition of that stove appearance. And we do something very similar for the world objects. So we go here, we go to the world objects sheet, copy the entire data sheet manually, and then this one's bigger, and then we paste it on the website, convert it to JSON. Mm, Copy from here and paste on the source code again. Well, not the source code, the data for the world objects, I believe. Format document, we confirm that the addition is addition of the stove. So we now have a stove that we are referring to in the template. No, we are not, but we will do it right now. Stop. And I, forgot that I did not want to include two changes in a single commit. We'll see if we can separate that. Yeah, we can still do it. I'm gonna roll back this small change, and I'm going to say that with this change we added the shed tools shed just with this and this. We added a tool shed at the back of the cabin, and this is separate. This is the addition of the stove. So we go back to the templates and this to do, and now we're going to change that for stove, and let's see how it generates. The moment of truth has come. So we create a new game and we check the inside of the house. Suspense. There it is. Not bad for a first try. The stove is there. It has a steel pot. It looks like, yeah, I used the incorrect attribute for this in the appearance. This offset, that was not it. So we go there to the stove. The offset should still be 4 because I think based on the perspective, it's gonna be on the same height than the other tables. So yeah, it's a bit off. So we're gonna move it back to 4, and then those 2 pixels be enough? Well, we can do that here. We don't need to actually redo the import or the conversion process. We can do it manually or directly in the JSON, and that's gonna be fine as long as we remember to change it back in the other side. I think we still need to move them up a little bit. So let's see, because I think that's currently not an attribute of the item itself. Yeah, I think we need it up by 2 pixels at least. Stop allows you to cook stuff. Put the machete there. Oh, by the way, let's see if we can cook. Um, let's get some Lickotree. Come here, Lickotree. I'm gonna cook you. Cook. Lickotree. Well, he's still alive. Sorry about this, but I gotta eat. So I sacrifice it, and then I can cook it. Grilled Lickotree. Yeah, it's there. So it works, and it looks almost fine. Yeah, the problem is I think that offset is currently hard-coded. The offset that is used, Pixie display, yeah, Pixie display. And this is like a stacked item. So the stacked item, interesting. This is the appearance of the stacked item. And we are using transparent style, so we get it here. We get it here, render set stacked item, and we render the tile in this layer 4. Actually, there's no offset defined here. I think that offset is defined in the stacked items layer in the UI configuration. I forgot what's the name of the file that has that configuration. Display config, layers, terrain, stacked items. So it's a general offset. And I don't know if I want to play around with that or if I want to actually fix this. It's 2 pixels, so basically what we can do is we can move, we cannot safely move it 1 pixel down like this. And the other one, we can, I don't want to make the fire smaller. We can move the fire down here. That's an option. And then we can move this here. So it's not gonna be, not gonna look as cool, but it's gonna retain um, the current offset and the current perspective. The alternative is to add an additional attribute to the world objects, which is like their height of for putting things on top of, and that may give us a lot more flexibility. We've got like 10 minutes, so let's do that. Let's do that. It's gonna be super simple. But I'm gonna do that in 2 commits. So right now the stove is working. I wanted to do this for a long time. So I got rid of the fireplace inside the house. That never made any sense. So let's send that. I'm gonna go here and send that change, the addition of the stove. So add stove to the cabin and remove the campfire. That's what we did here. Add stove to the cabin and remove the campfire. But we also want to add a new attribute, so we go to the datasheet and we go to the world objects, and we're going to have a table height. I believe that's how I'm gonna call it, or stacking height. So somewhere is table is the one that determines if we can put stuff on top. So let's add a table height, and let's leave these with some default. But so for example, this one is gonna have 2, or additional, or table height, um, super height. Let's put it just added table height, something like this. So just adding that here, and that is the beauty of TypeScript and all these. By the way, what was that change that I need to remember this because I updated the JSON direct. Anyways, just by adding that here, when I run this tool, well, it's gonna add the new attribute. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go directly to the world objects, to the stove, and I'm gonna add the um, added table height is 2 here. Let's see if we are backing this with a proper type, and it doesn't seem we are. And that's not that good, because one of the things about TypeScript, it helps you prevent messing up with stuff, but it's weird. I believe this data ultimately goes to the items. The item, yeah, I believe there's a gap where it's possible right now to mess up with stuff. Item.class, item definition, I believe there's another definition. Yeah, and then is table is somewhere here. We're gonna add a table height, which is a number. And what we're going to do, oh, this is not good. No, 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 no. And the reason this is not correct is that we are mixing stuff here. Those 2 pixels, unless we somehow convert some real world measure with 2 pixels so that they can be represented differently on every UI, those don't belong to the definition of the item. Um, Instead, it's more of an appearance thing. For now, let's assume this one-to-one. Let's not make things more complex than they need to be. So added table height. And what the simple thing that we're going to do is that we go to the pixie display. Oops, pixie display. In here, screen X, screen Y, render tile. So where is it going to be rendered? I don't see any manual handling of offsets here. It's like we're being very sticking to the offsets defined for the layers. Oh, actually, get render data from app. The appearances do have a vertical offset, but the problem is that that applies to the item, not to the table it's stacked on. Because we could make it so that the table is rendered a little bit down, 2 pixels down. That would not require any change. Oh, hold on a second, I messed up with the desktop here. If we moved the table 2 pixels down, it will probably look fine. But yeah, I think I want to add the support for tables of different heights. So let's scratch that. Get render data from app. Rendered stacked terrain. Stacked item. Is there a stacked item? Then we do this. It's not having taking into consideration uh, the table it's on top of. And stacked item. I don't know where to put this. So let's put it just here for now. So if there's a stacked item, uh, we're gonna have an additional stacked item offset, and it's gonna be, is there a stacked item? Um, does the stacked item, oh, it's not typed. Oh, any, really? So yeah, we have been migrating to TypeScript slowly. This is an appearance. Crap. It's not gonna be as easy as I thought. We don't have access to the actual item here, only to the appearance of the item. Yeah. Get world appearance. Definition appearance. Okay, so it's not gonna be that simple. Um, yeah, what should we do? Let's for 1 second just move the stove down and see how that works. So we are going to just alter the appearance of the stove so that it has a vertical offset. Oh, we already played with this. So yeah, but we did it like the other way. Let's move it 2 pixels down, and right now the pot should, yeah, so it looks, it's placed in the correct position. It looks a bit weird when you compare like this table with the stove. Why are they not aligned, right? It's a bit jarring, I think. Yeah, it doesn't look good. I don't like it. I'm a perfectionist, I guess. Um, so let's not do that. Keep this in 4, and it's a bit complex. I mean, it's so simple. All we want to do is placing things with an offset uh, depending on where they're placed. So let's give it a retry. Gonna revive this. Additional stacked item offset, then that's going to apply to this screen Y. And it's gonna be, is there a stacked item? No. Do we have, we can actually rendered item. It has more to do with the rendered item than the stacked item. So, okay. Get rendered data from a rendered item right now, has a texture and offset, and here we're gonna add something additional. Crop. Get rendered data from appearance. We don't have access to the actual item data here. So we need to take one step back. We do need the actual item, not the appearance of the item, because this is actually an object which contains the appearance of the item. And we're getting that using this.getItem, but we only send the appearance and the paint color. So in here, we are going to add something. We are going to add a stacked item offset. And it's gonna be item dot definition or def, yeah, DEF, added table height or 0. Okay, so now that get item function will, so in this item we're gonna have that new attribute, and we can just add that here. Item, not stacked item. So is there a rendered item? And if there's no, is there an item? And if that's the case, then we are gonna use the additional um, where is it? Sable. It's gonna be broken for a bit, but this is on the item definition and this is in the actual pixie display, so that's what we're going to use here. Item dot stacked item offset or 0, right? and we are going to add that here. What do you think? Is it going to work? We are already over the hour. I think it's going to work, of course I do. But this is going to be a negative offset. We need to make sure that the other items continue working. So let's recap. We added this attribute to the stove, added table height. We added this attribute to the item object that is used to render the items using that new attribute that we added. We added that attribute here in the definition of the item definitions, and we are adding that offset here when rendering the stacked item. I think it's going to work. Let's see how there's only one way to know. Well, so it did not crash. The book is placed correctly. And you saw what happened there with the steel pot. So we did not want to fly in a steel pod. So what happened there? What did we add? Screen Y. The stacked item offset I believe was 2. Why was it drawn like all the way there? That's very weird. Um, yeah, additional stacked item offset. It's like it's adding up. It's 2 pixels from this place, but the steel pot is not there. If this is not is over 0, then we're gonna log it, and we're gonna put a debugger call there. So yeah, that should only happen when we are rendering the steel pot. Oh, okay. 2. That's a correct value. It's only adding 2. So what's going on here? 12. Oh, okay. This is screen X and screen Y. They are actually coordinates, grid coordinates, not pixels. So 1, 2, yeah, that is why it's being rendered up there. It's like 2 position up, 2 positions up. Interesting. So we cannot directly send the offset here. Okay, screen X is not pixels. Render tile in this layer, in this X and Y. I don't know what this is. And this. So this is where the offset. Okay. So actually this already has an offset. So we're gonna add it like this. If render stacked item, also actually I believe it's not gonna matter. Now let's just add to that offset in Y. It's gonna be plus equals this. And let's just add it here. And with that, we do not need to add that here. It's gonna stay like that because we're just altering the offset Y of that object. Probably messed up with the direction. Not sure if it's plus or minus. And we have an error. Rendered stack item is null because it's null can be sent here. Okay. So if there's a render stacked item, we do this. Only if there's one. And as I feared, we messed up with the sign, so it's minus instead of plus. And this should work. So that was a small deviation from the plans, but I think the most important thing to do that we did today was adding that shed. So if you want to mine, you can do it. So see here, for instance, I was spawned next to this lovely cave, but I don't have a pickaxe. So if I wanted to do some cave dwelling here, I would have to travel all around the woods looking for a pickaxe. Oh, I forgot the second part of the fix, which is actually adding the improved version of the tools. I'm gonna put that here. Replace station rewards for improved versions of the tools. Improved how? Less stamina cost, probably, because you know when you're doing the pickaxe, it eats a lot of stamina. So yeah. Uh, oh, but I was gonna check the stove. There, it's perfect now. And we can in the future have some furniture that has different heights, which is gonna look great. So that I believe was it for today. We added the tools shed. We changed that ugly fireplace, no, not fireplace, campfire inside the house for a proper, how do you call it, stove. And we also did a little bit of editing to make the cabin look a bit cleaner, but that needs a lot of work. I really want it to feel better. I don't know a lot about cabins, but you can search cabin plan. Kain not wooden cabin plan. Yeah, something like this. We could replicate something like this. So this one has a living room, a bedroom. Yeah. Old cabin plan. Something like this would be great. The porch, living room, kitchen, bath, and where do you sleep? So it's a two stories. This is a log cabin. Yeah, I think it would be great to have something like this. So in here, for instance, oh, this is too bad, but yeah, there's the table, kitchen, closet, there's a bed, two beds actually, the porch. This is a bit minimalistic, I guess. Something like this. Bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, dining, living room that you could fill with stuff. Another bedroom, you don't need another bedroom because you live here alone in the woods. But I like something like this, I believe we can do. And actually, since nobody's pressing me to do anything else, let's give it a quick go. But first, let's push this change of um, adding that support for additional table height. Something like this. There's a porch here. We can also add a porch. Let's see. Let's be architects for a bit. We go to the templates and let's save that, but let's create a new one here. I'm gonna store this as a comment and create a new one. And so the bedroom is gonna be here. The bedroom with some table. What's the seat? The seat is the chair. So this is the bedroom with a table, but the most important thing that's gonna add some walls. Wall here, another wall here, and a door. And there could be a closet here, but let's not add it for now. There could be a bathroom here, but I believe we're gonna add bathrooms at some point pretty soon. Laundry, who needs laundry? Then comes the kitchen. So the kitchen for us right now is just the stove. And let's put some other tables. Let's put just the stove there. And then there's the dining. So we're gonna put the chair and the table so that you can dine alone. Some space here. We also need to add windows. That's so important. I have neglected that for a long time. Oh, this is the bathroom. Let's make it a bit bigger. It's gonna need an entrance. So let's extend this a little bit. This is gonna be the bathroom at some point. Let's leave this corridor open. It's taking a bit more shape. We're gonna leave this area open a little bit more. Like this. And then this is gonna be the entrance. I don't know, it's a start. And we're gonna leave the shed like that. This needs to be, probably needs to be square or same dimensions, all the rows. And what are we missing? There's the bed with a table, uh, another table with a chair, the stove, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to, that table has the book of species. We need a normal table without a book. There's gonna be T because this is going to be book is already used with bed. Let's use the O. So the O is gonna be the book of species on top of a table in this char map. Save and let's see. That should be it. So we create a new game. It's a much bigger cabin now. With the stove, the chair, the future bathroom and the room. No campfire near. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. We need to make it safe to sleep at bed in home. Because, yeah, that was another reason for the campfire to be put there, and that was kind of a hack because it's not having a campfire nearby, so it doesn't detect this as a safe place, but it is the house, so how can it not be safe? Add windows. Um, so we have that now, and we also have the shed with tools. And we gotta update the onboarding to mention the shed. All right, so we have a bigger house now. I think that's a good way to finish this session. We only had to modify the template. We're going to add a lot more of handcrafted content. That is why we are improving the template system so that it's easier to create this kind of maps. Let's remove this comment. Oh, we cannot. Okay, let's go here and remove this. We don't need the old house anymore. And we are gonna just enlarge initial cabin for fun. We're gonna push these changes, and that's it for today's Slashie's Midnight coding session. I hope you enjoyed it. As I mentioned, the idea is to make this regular, so it's gonna be Tuesday and Thursday, 7:30 PST, 7:30 Pacific, 7:30 PM. Mm, Remember to subscribe to Twitch if you're looking at this, if you are watching this in Facebook or YouTube. Remember to subscribe to Twitch or YouTube or whatever. And you can post your questions online of whatever I'm working on or any other slash war game. And I will be happy to reply to that. For now, thank you for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday this time. Bye bye.